Evoke Growth, the 3 shifts to escape the owner's trap without giving away your business. You know, owning your own business is a thrilling experience, but you don't have to be the hero to make this work. This is your time to grow a more valuable business and not just think about it. You can grow with a proven process that isn't about you being a big personality to achieve growth. It is based on shared beliefs of confidence and humility. Confidence in drawing on the expertise that you know so well. Humility in recognizing that you can't see all the blind spots while you're focused on the road ahead. The good news is that you'll actually enjoy more freedom while you build a more valuable company. Building your business with more speed and direction without having to be the go-to person in your company. Being the hero is the owner's trap. Here's what it feels like to be in the trap. Business slows when you take a vacation, or customers come to you with problems, or your growth has reached a plateau. Not only are businesses stuck in the owner's trap stressful to run, they're also worthless because nobody is going to buy a business that's dependent on its owner. That's why the ultimate freedom is to own a valuable and sellable business. If your business is sellable, it is not dependent on you, which means you can scale, sell, pass down, or even serve as your company's chairman without being involved in all those day-to-day activities. Shift number 1, growing company value. It's easy to get drawn into the profit and loss statement when looking for value in your business. For some owners, it means looking at the top line and growing sales. Others look to the bottom line and live by the expression, sales for show, profit for dough. But there's one more number that really matters. Many owners wait to get paid for their effort when they sell their business. So let's talk about business valuation. Valuation comes down to one calculation. What multiple of your profits is a buyer willing to pay? Let's take a hypothetical example. Imagine a company generating $800,000 in profit. After analyzing the offers received by more than 55,000 businesses, we know the average company is attracting an offer of roughly 3.5 times their profit. Therefore, let's imagine this company generating $800,000 in profit would be worth around $2.8 million. Knowing this basic calculation, most owners focus on that first number. So let's imagine this hypothetical owner squeezes out another $100,000 in profit. Assuming the same 3.5 times multiple, he or she would have improved the value of their business by a few $100,000. But there's another kind of owner who focuses on that second number, their multiple. That's who we are, and we obsess over the 8 drivers of value that acquirers care about most. In fact, those owners who achieve a Value Builder score of 90 or more are getting offers on average of 7.1 times pre-tax profit. Let's imagine that same hypothetical business owner chooses to focus on the multiple rather than profit. At a 7 multiple, the same company generating $800,000 is worth over $5 million. In other words, the owners who get paid much more for the asset they've built focus on both numbers with more attention on the drivers of their multiple. So even if sale is not your goal, this process creates more growth and freedom for you now as an owner. Shift number 2, teachable, valuable, and repeatable. Have you ever heard the expression, anyone can start a business, but not everyone can scale one? Scaling up requires you to isolate a small set of products or services to sell that meet the trifecta of scale: teachable, valuable, repeatable. Many business owners find themselves expanding the list of products and services they sell as customers ask them to do more. But selling lots of things to a few customers is a recipe for your business to become too dependent on you. It's like a heavy backpack on your shoulders every day, because you're likely the only person in the company with enough knowledge to deliver such a broad product or service line with a high level of quality. The secret to scaling is to sell less stuff to more people. School photos score well on all 3 scaling attributes. First, you can teach young photographers how to shoot the school photo. Second, principals value the school photographer who can get kids in and out of the auditorium quickly. Third, parents want the school photograph every year. Most photographers run worthless businesses that are highly dependent on their owners. But the few who have gone through the scalability trifecta exercise have scaled up. All they do is school photographs, and they've scaled up because focusing on one offering has allowed them to teach employees to deliver a repeatable service which customers value. As you work through this exercise in your business, You may find there's a natural tension between the two attributes of valuable and teachable. In other words, those attributes that are least valuable are often the most teachable, and those that are the most teachable are the least valuable. That's normal, and the secret may actually be in bundling a number of less valuable offerings into a valuable bundle. Let's take a look at another example. As you can see, for most accountants, the most teachable attributes are the least valuable, and there's nothing in the top right corner of the graph. If this happens to you, ask yourself the question Darren Root asked himself. Darren runs a successful accounting practice in Indiana. He decided to focus his accounting practice on serving the needs of professionals. They place a high value on their time, so Root decided to bundle all of the teachable services into one bundled solution. While individually the attributes were of low value, when bundled, he eliminated the need for his customers to have a back office staff and instead outsourced the entire back office to Root's company. Root calls this bundle BOSS, which stands for Back Office Support System. Imagine you're a doctor and an accountant asked to process your payroll. That one service on its own is probably not going to make you switch accountants because you still have to hire a bookkeeper to do the daily deposits and reconcile the bank statement. But when Darren Root's firm offers to take the entire back office function off your hands, that's a different and more valuable offer. So as you work through this exercise in your business, consider bundling a set of services to get that ideal offering. Shift to number 3. Building monopoly control refers to how well differentiated your product or service offering is. You might even think of this as building a moat around your business. Your goal should be to find an attribute or benefit of your product that makes it unique in the market, which will give you more control over its pricing, which in turn gives you higher margins, which gives you more money for marketing, allowing you to further differentiate your offering in a virtuous cycle. Take, for example, Panasonic's entry into the crowded laptop market. When they entered, established brands already owned the attributes customers cared about. Apple was seen as sexy, HP was technically innovative, and Dell owned the benefits of buying directly. So if you were Panasonic, all of the obvious market positions were already taken. If they tried to compete directly with any one of these companies, their only weapon would have been a lower price, which would have led to lower margins. They may have picked up some price-sensitive customers, but as soon as one of those big companies matched the price, Panasonic would have been knocked out of the market. Instead, they asked themselves the 2 critical questions you need to ask in order to identify a marketing strategy. Number 1, what do customers care most about? Number 2, how differentiating would that benefit be if we offered it? Most laptop buyers cared about the things Apple, Dell, and HP were offering. But there was a segment of the market that cared about something different. Police and military customers cared most about the toughness of their laptops. They wanted something that could stand up to the rigors of the inside of a squad car or military theater. So Panasonic launched the Toughbook brand. They made the toughest laptop on the market, which gave them a unique position in the market. So they didn't have to compete on price. They earned higher margins, leading to more money for marketing their unique benefits. That led to further solidifying the Toughbook brand as the choice for people who operate in a rough environment. Fundamentally rethink your goals as a business owner. Instead of just chasing revenue or profits, start thinking of your business as a child, where your main goal is to see her become a healthy, independent adult. To bring this all together, I'd like to share a story from one of my former members here at the Alternative Board North Shore, Frank Namirod. He built this company, Intelligent Medical Objects, also known as IMO, from the ground up. When Frank sold IMO, 25 people in the company became millionaires. Frank recognized a critical problem within electronic medical records, or EMRs. The most important value proposition in the medical record was the problem that the patient is experiencing because of the way it is classified and the context of conditions that the patient is experiencing over time. What may seem like a subtle difference in terminology can be a dramatic difference in the context of care for us as patients when physicians do not use the same clinical language in our medical notes, as well as the importance of reflecting the changes within the patient's problem over time and the medical science associated with the problem. IMO solved this problem by embedding a concept architecture around diagnostic terms in medicine, which is currently being used by 85% of all acute and primary care centers in the US and English-speaking countries. Consider the example that Frank's wife, who is a physician, shared about the difference between the terms breast cancer and cancer of the breast. As she explained, one term indicates that it has been ruled out, while the other indicates that it is present, from her viewpoint. It was important to capture all the lexical variances of the diagnostic terms in the IMO terminology corpus. IMO was stuck as a $2 million consulting service year after year with different clients from 1994 to 2010. Then Frank was inspired by the book Good to Great and used the hedgehog concept, where it recommends focusing on what you are good at, what you're passionate about, and what makes money. For a little background, a hedgehog concept is not a goal to be the best, a strategy to be the best, an intention to be the best, a plan to be the best. It is an understanding of what you can be best at. And that distinction is absolutely crucial. While his company and his team were good at EMR, artificial intelligence, machine learning, multi-facility scheduling, comprehensive care management service, and telehealth, at that point in time, the only thing that was truly the foundation of all their work was the terminology. And that's what the IMO team was good at and passionate about. When they signed a contract with Epic in 2004, it was a decision to focus exclusively on terminology and not invest any resources on any other activities. Frank pivoted the company by prioritizing their service around terminology and a subscription model around the medical vocabularies. To support accelerating growth and responsibility of service at the point of care for the best client experience, Frank organized the company into 3 teams: operational, tactical, and strategic. For example, when something happened on the front line, the operational leader became the CEO and had access to anything she or he needed to resolve it, guaranteeing the best client experience. For meeting those annual financial goals, it was the tactical leader that led month-to-month compliance projections. Strategic lead's primary focus was on the horizon and potential functionality needed to comply with the need regarding growing terminology requirements around EMR. Because of this durable competitive advantage over the next several years, IMO grew a high double-digit year after year in recurring revenue. Frank used his TAB board members as a sounding board at each step of his transformation. This was extremely valuable advice from other board members to make the right decision at the right time. If you're like the owners I work with, you know there's some things you need to change to enable your business to thrive without you. But you find yourself at a fork in the road, not quite sure which path to take over the next 10 years. You could keep driving, doing the same thing tomorrow, hoping for something good. Or you can choose a destination with confidence and clarity, while enjoying the journey to build a more valuable company. A little bit about me. I'm Bob Green, owner of the Alternative Board, or TAB, North Shore. When I was in college, my parents bought a restaurant and I helped them run it. It was a powerful experience of learning by doing. After college, I found my way into another family business. It wasn't my family's, but it was a great business nonetheless. They treated all of us like family. Like on Christmas Eve when we would sing Christmas carols in the office before heading out for the holiday. Within a couple of years, my role in the company became what you might call the accidental problem solver. It was recognizing another problem that we could solve for our customers with the same resources we already had in place. The outcome was 150% year-over-year growth, and we did it together. In the spirit of that confidence, humility that I mentioned in the beginning, I've also been part of a failed startup. The job that I do is working with CEOs and owners to help them become better teachers within their companies and build the lifetime value of their customers. As the owner of the Alternative Board, or TAB North Shore, I hold myself accountable with that same process that I've used to help those other CEOs and owners. I'm not a big personality, and my goal has never been to build a bigger ego. What I have done for over 20 years is help those owners and key executives elevate from the trenches of conventional wisdom with the power of collective wisdom, creating that collective wisdom and accountability within their companies so they can enjoy more freedom and realize substantial year-over-year growth. Facilitating the collective wisdom and accountability of these people in a confidential setting to escape the loneliness and frustration of trying to be the heroes in their businesses. I understand that fierce independence and achievement are motivators to be in your position, which is why the tools that I bring to this experience for you are so important. They're unbiased, without ego, and accessible to you on your terms. While I add perspective and serve as your guide based on my experience, this will never be a consulting gig between you and I will always be about asking better questions to achieve the best outcome for you and your business. That's where my process with the alternative board or tab and the value builder system can help guide the way. It's the inside view of how to make the transition from do it yourself to do it together with your team. It's also the outside view to establish a meaningful 10-year strategic plan to rise above 20% year-over-year growth and build a more durable, valuable company that can thrive without you. The transition beyond this plateau of growth is a vulnerable time for your company. The process of improving the value of your company starts by taking a hard look at what you sell and emphasizing the products and services that give you a durable, competitive advantage and are less reliant on you to deliver. Next, you need input from your customers about why they buy from you, which allows you to identify new markets you could approach with the products and services that are least dependent on you to personally deliver. Next, you need to design a recurring revenue stream and brand your products and services in order to differentiate them from your competitors. The next step is weaning yourself off employees, suppliers, and customers whom you're too dependent on, all while optimizing your cash flow. Since this is your company, defining your ideal role will give you and your company the freedom to thrive. For your business to run smoothly without you, you're going to have to make different decisions. Instead of trying to be the driving force, think of your business as a child, and your role is to guide her to become an independent, thriving adult. You've made a promise to your customers about the problem that you solve for them, so you have to keep that promise with people who share your beliefs. While skills do matter in all of these functional areas, it's going to be a house of cards if you don't intentionally create your culture. The expression, say what you do and do what you say, isn't just a slogan for your sales or marketing or operations people. Instead, values in the expression, people like us do things like this, are important for everyone in the development of your appraisal processes and your culture. Each month, we'll work on a different portion of the online tools in our process. These are sequenced to stack on top of each other as you build the pillars of a valuable company that thrives without you in the market that you serve. It is an opportunity to develop the answers to questions that no one has ever asked you before about process in your business. You and I will meet each month one-on-one to establish company goals and draw this great expertise out of your head and into a plan for growth. I'll keep you on track with the drivers of value for your business and develop the high-performing organization to support unprecedented growth on this journey. Finally, I'll facilitate the monthly meeting among you and your fellow business owners and board members who have all been thoughtfully selected to join you in this confidential setting. Each of you will report on the progress of your action items and company financial performance. Then we'll talk about a potential springboard or roadblock that each one of you would like to discuss with the group for perspective and advice. Those takeaways and your commitment to the group will be just what you need to engage your team in making progress together. To begin the conversation, go to evokegrowth.com to book a call with me, or invest 15 minutes to score your company first, and then we'll talk about those results in a pitch-free conversation. Either way, we'll determine if there's a mutual fit for us to work together, and you'll be better off.